What's going on to you, Leo? So you have the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Two of Wands. So a lot of you Leos right now, again, right? You have this money hungry individual or this resource hungry individual who, just thinking too much about you, Leos. And they're not really going to have any kind of access to you, pretty much. They're in a real way. They're just kind of really just trying to grasp at straws to you, Leos, about how it is that they would have or access to you. But what I'm seeing here is that more than likely they're not going to have access, even though they really want to. The Ten of Pentacles, they see you as being very prosperous. The Two of Swords, Two of Wands, but again, here it is. They can't seem to be able to, even still to this day, they can't be able to seem to interact with you in a very fair manner, right? With them, they can't control themselves. They just run wild and they are just goofy, right? They're not running wild in a way that you would want them. They're running wild in a way where you kind of look at them and the respect kind of, you just look at them like they're getting weirder, pretty much, because it almost seems as if they're unable to control themselves, and it's like they don't have discipline, right? So you're looking at them and you're like, yeah, they're impossible to deal with. They're impossible to interact with. And so there's a sense of you Leos not taking them seriously because you're asking yourself, what were you even really ever doing hanging out with these people? Like, but then again, too, they probably didn't act like that at the very beginning. Either that or they probably did what they could to hide it. You know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes we see it. Sometimes I'm telling you, they will hide certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, a person will do their best to hide they're dysfunctional from you sometimes. And I know from personal experience, right? I know from personal experience. And so the things that the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Swords here for you, Leos, is about how, so there's this sense of you Leos being protected because you're not with them, you're not hanging out with them, you're at a safe distance. You just got out in time. A lot of you Leos got out where you didn't have to deal with this weirdo because there's no telling how weird things would have been, excuse me, if you were still with them. And then you have the Knight of Swords. And so the Knight of Swords here represents how, yeah, you got out just in time. And you see them for who they are. This is not an individual that you would want to be with. This is an individual who is dysfunctional. And a lot of you Leos are very glad that you know where to stand and how to defend yourself, right? And what I mean when I say defend yourself, I mean specifically from the perspective of don't take anything that they say seriously. Don't listen to what they have to say. The stuff that they say is going to be hogwash. They're trying to get you to see yourself in a low image. And so you're not going to listen to what they have to say because you Leos know what it is that they have to say is BS. And so now the situation is the Empress and the Strength card, which represents how you're in a place where the Strength card is Leo, so you showed up in your own reading. The Empress and the Strength card, you're showing strength, right? Your decisions and who you are is head and shoulders in the sense that the comparison, it's the comparison is there, right? Like the light is being shown when you juxtapose the two, when you bring the two up, your life and their life, right? How their lifestyle is going, how your lifestyle is going. You Leos were making the better decisions. But again, they were making dysfunctional decisions, but they wanted you Leos to fund the stupid decisions that they were making. And once again, you Leos knew what type of time it was because it didn't even make any common sense. And so they're dysfunctional because they thought it made common sense. You know what I mean? Like they thought it made common sense. I'm telling you, People who are like that are dysfunctional. I'm telling you, they're not, you know what I'm saying? The light, you know, it's a nice house and the light is on, the lights are on, but there's nobody in the house. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you from personal experience, right? I remember getting into beef with some people who turn out to be a Looney Tune, and then when they talk about me, they're not even talking about me. And then it's like they're so dysfunctional to the point where they like, who are they even talking about, right? Like, who are they even talking about? Like, was the person talking to me about they friends, and if so, why is their friend referring to me as a different person? Like, so were you getting with multiple people, or am I, but you're referring to me as a, they're dysfunctional like that. Like, this is what I mean when I say that the mind is skewed. The mind is just all over the place. The mind is dysfunctional. You will think that they're talking about one particular person. They could be talking about plural. They could be talking about one person, but saying something that's just a blatant lie. They sometimes they don't, they're not even talking about an actual person. They're making things up. Like, people don't live in, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't really live in reality. They really don't live in what is, what could be, what they could make happen, right? They're living in I'm telling you, delusions, uh, propaganda, narratives, dysfunctions. You know what I'm saying? Dysfunctionalities. I'm telling you, and that's what happened. Like, whatever it is that they were trying to get you to fund, you knew it wouldn't work, and you Leos didn't want to fund it, and you're not together with them, and their life is not going as much as well as they had hoped, because they're too busy trying to figure out what are the ways in which they can kind of elbow in your, how they can get into your life, and they can't. The Knight of Cups represents they can't. You've traveled too far away from them. There's nothing that they can ultimately do unless they go to the really wild take, which will put them in precarious situations, if you know what I mean. And so the Page of Cups and the Justice card here represents, so yeah, like, they're delusional as to what this thing is. Like, they're still, make no mistake about it, Leo, they're still holding on to the delusion. They're still holding on to, like, this delusion that they're still with you, and you should come back, and on the one hand they know that you're gone, on the other hand they're trying to, like, tell themselves things. I'm telling you, the mindset is wild. The mindset is really out there when you really observe it. The mindset is really, like, it's way out there. This person has entered orbit and has left the building. They have left the planet at this point. I'm telling you. Hey, listen, take it from me, Leo. I've seen it myself. I'm telling you what I know. Because the justice represents, they're getting their just desserts. They're getting what they deserve. It's justice being implemented, right? They didn't want to make things peaceful with you. With them, it was just not good. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were trying with them. It just wasn't good. And so now the two of you are not together. Okay, all right. También, okay. Right? Like, also, they deserve this, right? Right? Yeah, right. Está bien. Okay, all right, fine. You gave them what they want. Okay, all right. Since they didn't want to be around you, okay, maybe they didn't say that they didn't want to be around you, but since they acted like they didn't want to be around you, right? You're the adversary, right? You're the one that they had to sprinkle holy water on, right? Okay, fine. You Leos left them alone. Okay, all right. Está bien. It's okay. It's good. Okay, it's fine. Cool. Left them alone. Boom. Now what happened? Now they're every now and again calling you, Leos. Every now and again trying to reach out to you, Leos. Every now and again trying to figure out what you Leos are up to and what you got going on. Nothing. Nothing that they should be worrying about, right? What are they so worried about? Because again, the juxtaposition, your life is working well, their life, they're alone, they don't have you around anymore, and they're insufferable. So nobody wants to be around them. They get with a person, and the only reason why they can get a person is because the person is unaware of how they are in relationships because the person doesn't know them. So unfamiliarity is uh, the reason why it is that they're even able to scoop someone up or get anyone or attract anyone even that way enough because they do not know about their past. Soon as the person learns about how they are, they get ghosted. The person does not return their phone call. I'm telling you. And so for you, Leos, again, it's the juxtaposition. Some of you are in happy relationships and y'all are making it work. So, and you have all the fixings to go along with it. The person is willing to help you out, show you love, and be good to you. Some of you other Leos, y'all are single as a mug. Life is peaceful, money on point, things still working out for. So again, it's the conundrum. It's that catch 22 for them, where it's like win stupid games, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They didn't want to stop being at odds with you. Okay, you dump them, you drop them, and this is what it is that they have to live with. And the only person that they can blame is themselves. They're gonna have to. Them going out and trying to find brand new people. You were one of the ones that stayed with them probably one of the longest, probably the longest, or one of the longest as far as time is concerned. Other people planned, other people may have liked them, trying to get to know them, found out that they were weird or out of their minds, just ghosted them, didn't even bother trying to link up. And don't get it twisted. All of these people are not linking up with them. I'm telling you what I know. Sometimes people don't even link up and have romantic fun with them. Because it's getting too wild out here to have romantic fun. You know what I'm saying? With people who are out of their mind. They show up at your doorstep with roses and chocolates, and then when you don't want, it's like, you know what I'm saying, when you don't want them to come in, now they banging on the door. And you're like, but I went over to their house. How do you know where I live? They never came over to my house. How do you know where I live? Let's clarify the justice. Goofy individuals. Knight of Wands, Three of Cups, all that good stuff. Queen of Cups for you, Leos. Page of Cups. Again, a lot of cup cards coming up. Page of Pentacles, right, to clarify the justice. So again, Knight of, you know what I'm saying? Again, Knight of Wands, Three of Cups, Knight of Wands, Three of Cups, Queen of Cups. Here they go. Here you go, here they go. Justice is served. Their life is exactly how they earned it or how they made it be. You Leos are moving on with your life. You're happy. You're joyful. You're doing your thing. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Regardless of how many times they contact you, desperately trying to elbow in your life, you Leos are not taking them on. You're not studying them. Page of Cups, they'll figure it out when more time passes by and you're not paying them any attention. And then you have the Page of Pentacles. You're busy keeping your eye on the prize. You know what's important to you, and you're staying focused on what's important to you. And those individuals from the past are not important to you. They played stupid games and they won stupid prizes. That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We are at 29,916 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. I want you Leos to come through and get a personal reading. The link to that is in the comment section below. Call the Linktree link. Or you can please download my video game. It's for the iOS or Apple, right? It's in the Apple Play Store, but I have the link there. It'll be right underneath the Linktree link. It's called The Quest First Chapter. It's my video game. I made it, and I hope you like it. It's only for $1, by the way. Peace.